Hi, I am Anna. I come from www.ntvforex.com. USD remains on the defensive. Analysis http ntvforex.com News ID BDD 4438182029 58 am Notes Observations USD continues its retreat aided by retreating yields, soft US economic data and a dip in safe haven status. Asia RBA augment its economic recovery likely to be slower than previously expected. Coronavirus outbreak in Victoria to have major impact on domestic economy in Q3. Reiterated no need to adjust current package of measures but did not rule out adjusting package if circumstances warranted. Coronavirus total global cases 21,826,342 1.0% DD total death toll 773,152 0.2% DD Germany daily coronavirus cases rise by almost 1,700 largest rise since late April. South Korea government said to be preparing stricter coronavirus restrictions in Seoul. America's Canada Fin Min Morneau resigned following allegations of conflict of interest. Reports also surfaced of differences with the PM about spending on the economy during the COVID-19 pandemic. President Trump to create tax credits for companies that bring jobs back from China. Energy OPEC draft report said to underline the fragility of market and uncertainty over demand. Next meeting scheduled for September 16. NBSP speakers fixed income FX commodities Iratum equities indices STOXX 6000 0.08% at 369.54. FTSE 0.04% at 6,129.88, DAX 0.11% at 12,934.70, CAC 40 0.14% at 4,978.72, IBEX 35 0.48% at 7,124.00, FTSE MIB 0.38%. at 20,025.50, SME 0.08% at 10,220.09, S&P 500 futures 0.07%. Market focal points. Key themes. European indices opened lower across the board but later turned around to trade. Mixed weakness attributed to resurgence of COVID cases. Better performing sectors include telecom and consumer discretionary. Underperforming sectors lead by financials. Mining firms supported on increased price in gold. Sweden rejects NAS application for credit guarantee. BHP considering sale of assets. Veolia enters negotiations to acquire Oasis from Suez. Earnings expected in the upcoming U.S. session include Home Depot, Walmart, and Call SNBSP Equities. Consumer discretionary. John Wood Group WG.UK 8% earnings, Clarion CLN.CH 5% PE interest, Marks Amp Spencer MKS.UK 4% trading update. Job cuts. Industrials. Persimmon PSN.UK 5% earnings. NBSP speakers. ECB Estagindos Spain. European banking sector unlikely to recover before 2022. Consolidation needed in sector. Sweden near think tank Extra Business survey noted that manufacturing companies were experiencing improvement. German VDMA Engineering Association Q2 exports 22.9% YY and to experience a bumpy road back to normality. Norway Sovereign Wealth Fund DEP CEO Grande stated that had basically broken even. YDD performed well this summer. China Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhao Jian reiterated opposition to U.S. action on Huawei and labeled the U.S. tactics as nothing short of bullying. South Korea government to temporarily close clubs, karaoke bars in Greater Seoul as speculated. Thailand cabinet approved revised debt management plan that added THB 214B in borrowings to account for revenue shortfall. Russia Energy Min Novak said to have contracted coronavirus but still to participate in WED. August 19 Joint Ministerial Monitoring Committee JMMC meeting via conference call. NBSP currencies. Fixed income dealers noted that negatives for the USD mostly remain in place as the greenback remained in retreat aided by retreating yields, soft US economic data and a dip in safe haven Euro USD moving back above the 1.19 level with sights on possibly testing the pivotal 1.20 level. Pair at 2-year highs above January 1915. Dollar hit 5-1 2-year low against Swiss franc as the pair dipped below the 0.9050 level. USD at a 5-month low against yuan. NBSP economic data. None in session. Fixed income issuance ID. Indonesia sold total IDR 9.5T versus IDR 8.0T indicated in Islamic bonds. Sukuk CH. Switzerland sold 800 million Swiss francs in 3-month bills. Average yield 0.742% v 0.741% prior. NBSP looking ahead 0530 to Germany to sell a 4.0B in 0.00 November 2027 bonds. 0530 WHO Hungary Debt Agency AKK to sell 3-month bills. 0530 EU ECB allotment in 7-day main refinancing tender. MRO 0530 ZA South Africa to sell combined ZAR 6.6B in 2026, 2032, and 2048 bonds. 0540 BO weekly allotment in 6-month GBP enhanced liquidity repo operation. ILTR 0600 IE Ireland June property prices. No ESTV 0.1% prior. YY no ESTV 0.3% prior. 0630 UK DMO to sell a 2.0B in 0.625% October 2050 gilts. 0630 EU ESM to sell a 2.0B in 6-month bills. 0645 US daily Libor fixing. 0700 BR Brazil AUG IGPM inflation second preview 2.0% EV 2.0% prior. 0745 US Goldman economist chain store sales. 0745 UK BO to buy a 1.15B in APF gilt purchase operation 3-7 years. 0800 UK daily Baltic dry bulk index. 0830 US July housing starts 1.240 MV 1.186 M prior. Building permits 1.342 MV 1.258 M prior revised from 1,241 M. 0830 CL Chile Q2 GDP QQ 13.1% EV 3.0% prior. YY 14.0% EV 0.4% prior. 0830 CL Chile Q2 current account balance no ESTV $1.0 billion prior. 0845 UK BO to buy a 1.15B in APF gilt purchase operation 7-20 years. 0855 US weekly Red Book LFL sales data. 0900 EU weekly ECB Forex reserves. 0900 RU Russia announcement on upcoming OFZ bond issuance held on WED. 0945 UK BO to buy a 1.15B in APF gilt purchase operation 20 years. 1000 MX Mexico weekly international reserve data. 1200 RU Russia July PPI 1.1% EV 6.1% prior. YY 3.9% EV 8.3% prior. 1630 US weekly API oil inventories. 1840 NZ New Zealand Q2 PPI input QQ no ESTV 0.3% prior. PPI output QQ no ESTV 0.1% prior. 1950 JP Japan July trade balance A85.0 BV A269.3 B prior revised from A268.8 B adjusted trade balance A45.3 BV A423.9 B prior. Exports YY 20.7% EV 26.2% prior. Imports YY 23.0% EV 14.4% prior. 1950 JP Japan June core machine orders 2.0% EV 1.7% prior. YY 17.5% EV 16.3% prior. 2030 Australia July Westpac leading index no ESTV 0.4% prior. 2110 JP BOJ outright bond purchase operation for 3-5 years and 5-10 years maturities. 2130 KR Bank of Korea BOK to sell KRW 2.2T in 2-year bond. 2300 CN China to sell 1-year and 10-year upsized government bonds. 2300 KR South Korea Q2 household credit KRW no ESTV 1611.3T prior. Subscribe our channel to receive the news as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. If you want to read real-time news, text messages to MT5 Expert Advisors page at https://mt5.expert.advisors.